What if I told you that some of the things you believe are investments are actually the reason you're stuck financially? Every day, people throw their hard-earned money into things that look valuable, but are silently draining their bank accounts.
Hope on them, that's all them greeted. Father time still undefeated. Wrong.
We have a two-part. Blessings, my people. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some stuff that we tend to do and some bad habits that we fall into, man. It prevents us from making money. So these are some steps that y'all need to do. And it's not easy. Everything takes practice, discipline, and dedication. And sometimes learn that some people, when they come into your life, they just come in to be a part of your journey. They're not going to finish it with you. So sometimes you just got to cut off the boil or the bump and just focus on you and try to make money. So watch this video, man, and I'll jump in.
What if I told you that some of the things you believe are investments are actually the reason you're stuck financially? Every day, people throw their hard-earned money into things that look valuable, but are silently draining their bank accounts. The rich know the difference between real assets and financial traps, but most people don't. Stay with me, because today I'm revealing the 10 worst so-called assets that are keeping you broke. And number 7 is a trap so many fall for without even realizing it. Most people believe that wealth is about how much money you make, but in reality it's about how much money you keep and where you put it. The rich don't just earn more, they make smarter financial moves. The poor, on the other hand, get caught in financial traps disguised as investments. And the scary part? Banks, corporations, and even schools encourage you to buy these so-called assets because they profit from your financial ignorance. So if you've ever wondered why it feels like no matter how hard you work, you're still not getting ahead, this video will open your eyes. Let's dive into the 10 worst assets that keep you poor.
Take this advice from an old fool, man. When you put your money in the banks, you know what they do with your money? They do what rich people do. They take your money and invest it in the stock options or properties, or so they're making money on your money. And then they give you a little interest per year that they can't do nothing. So if you want to get rich, just watch this video and start practicing what rich people do, okay?
Number
just
1,
check out
new
Voice
cars.
of Wealth, man.
All right, let's talk about cars. You work hard, you want something nice, and there's nothing like that new car smell, right? So you walk into a dealership, pick out a shiny new ride, and drive off feeling like a boss. But here's what no one tells you. The second you leave that lot, your brand new car is already worth less than what you paid. Sometimes thousands of dollars less within minutes. Think of it like this. Imagine you buy a brand new phone for $1,000, and the moment you open the box, the store tells you, actually, it's only worth $800 now. You'd be furious, but that's exactly what happens with new cars, just on a much bigger scale. Now fast forward 5 years. The car you paid $40,000 for, it's likely worth less than $20,000. And if you took out a loan to buy it, which most people do, you're also paying thousands in interest along the way. By the time you've fully paid it off, you might have spent $50,000 or more on something that just keeps losing value. Rich people see cars differently. Instead of dropping a fortune on something that's constantly depreciating, they often buy slightly used cars, ones that are a couple of years old but still in great condition. That way they skip the massive depreciation hit while still getting a reliable car. And the money they save, they put it into things that actually grow in value, like investments or businesses. So next time you think about buying a brand new car, ask yourself, do I really want to spend this much just to lose money faster? Because financially speaking, a new car isn't an investment. It's just an expensive way to get from point A to point B. Number 2, timeshares. All right, picture this. You're on vacation at a beautiful resort, sipping a drink by the pool, when a friendly salesperson approaches you with an exclusive offer. They say, what if you could come back to this paradise every year at a fraction of the cost? It sounds tempting. Who wouldn't want a guaranteed vacation spot? So you sign up for a timeshare, thinking you just made a smart investment in your future. But here's the catch. Timeshares aren't really investments. They're financial handcuffs. First, you pay a huge upfront cost, often tens of thousands of dollars, just for the right to use a vacation property for 1 or 2 weeks a year. Then, even if you don't use it, you're still on the hook for annual maintenance fees, which keep going up over time. And if you ever want out, good luck. Selling a timeshare is harder than getting rid of an old treadmill. Buyers are rare, and many owners are stuck with contracts they can't escape. Rich people? They don't tie themselves down like this. Instead of committing to one place forever, they book vacations when and where they actually want to go. And because they invest their money in things that grow, like stocks, real estate, or businesses, they can afford to take trips without worrying about contracts or fees. So before you sign on the dotted line for a timeshare, ask yourself, do I really want to commit to the same vacation spot for life? Or would I rather have the freedom to travel wherever I want? Because a timeshare isn't a ticket to luxury. It's a financial trap disguised as a getaway. Number 3, designer clothes and accessories. Let's be real. Who doesn't like nice things? A fancy handbag, a pair of designer sneakers, or a luxury watch can make you feel like you've made it. But here's the thing. Spending thousands on designer brands doesn't make you rich. In fact, it often does the opposite. Think about it. What's the real reason people buy designer stuff? Most of the time, it's not because the quality is that much better. It's because of the logo. It's about looking successful, even if your bank account tells a different story. And the worst part? A lot of people swipe their credit cards to afford these things, paying interest on something that doesn't grow in value. Now compare that to how the rich handle money. Do they wear designer brands? Sure, some do, but they're already rich when they buy them. They're not spending their last dollar on a Gucci belt or maxing out a credit card for the latest Jordans. Instead, they focus on assets, things that actually make them more money. Imagine 2 people. One spends $2,000 on a designer handbag. The other takes that $2,000 and invests it. 10 years later, the handbag is just an old purse sitting in the closet. The investment? It's probably worth way more than what they started with. So next time you're tempted to drop serious cash on a designer label, ask yourself, am I buying this because I truly love it or just to impress people? Because real wealth isn't about looking rich, it's about being rich. Number 4, lottery tickets. You buy a ticket, start imagining what you do with millions. Quit your job, travel the world, buy a house on the beach. But here's the thing. The lottery isn't a magic ticket to wealth. It's just a game where the odds are stacked massively against you. Think of it like this. Your chance of winning the big jackpot is about 1 in 292 million. That's like picking a single grain of sand from an entire beach and somehow guessing the exact right one. Not great odds. Meanwhile, most people who play the lottery spend around $400 a year on tickets. That might not sound like a lot, but imagine if you put that same money into something that actually grows, like stocks, ETFs, or even a side hustle. Over time, that $400 a year could turn into thousands, while lottery tickets just turn into scraps of paper. And let's not forget, lottery companies know exactly how to keep you hooked. They don't sell tickets, they sell hope. They show you stories of the few lucky winners, but never mention the millions of people who throw their money away every week chasing the same dream. Meanwhile, wealthy people, they don't sit around hoping to get rich overnight. They build their wealth slowly, consistently, and with things that actually give them a return. So the next time you think about buying a lottery ticket, ask yourself, am I investing in my future or am I just paying for a daydream? Number 5, overpriced degrees. Going to college is supposed to set you up for a better future, right? That's what we've all been told. But here's where things get tricky. Not all degrees are worth the price tag. Imagine borrowing $100,000 to get a degree in something that doesn't lead to a well-paying job. That's like taking out a huge loan to buy a car that doesn't run. You're stuck with the debt, but you're not really getting anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, education is valuable, but the rich treat it like an investment. They ask, if I spend this much on a degree, how much will I make in return? That's why they often choose fields like medicine, engineering, law, or tech, because those degrees usually lead to higher paying jobs. Meanwhile, some people take out massive student loans, without really thinking about whether their degree will pay off. Then they graduate, struggle to find a decent job, and get stuck paying off debt for decades. That's not an education. It's a financial trap. The good news? There are other ways to succeed. Trade schools, online certifications, and self-taught skills can get you into high-paying careers without drowning in debt. Plenty of people build great careers without spending a fortune on a degree. So before signing up for student loans, ask yourself, is this degree actually helping me make money? Or am I just paying for a piece of paper? Number 6, high-interest debt. Ever bought something with your credit card and thought, hey, I'll just pay it off later? Feels harmless, right? But here's where it gets sneaky. Credit card debt grows fast, and before you know it, you're stuck paying way more than what you originally spent. Let's say you put $5,000 on a credit card with a 20% interest rate. If you only make the minimum payments, that balance doesn't just sit there, it balloons. You could end up paying double or even triple the original amount by the time you're done. That's like buying a $1,000 phone and eventually paying $2,500 for it. Now here's how rich people see debt differently. They don't use credit cards to buy things they can't afford. They use debt as a tool. They borrow money to invest in things that make them more money, like real estate or businesses. It's like using a fishing net instead of a fishing rod. You catch way more in the long run. But most people, they swipe their credit cards for things that lose value. Designer clothes, the latest gadgets, fancy dinners, stuff that doesn't put money back in their pockets. And that's how the cycle starts. Spend, borrow, repeat, until you're working just to pay off old purchases. So before swiping that card, ask yourself, is this something that's going to make my life better financially, or am I just borrowing from my future self? Because the less you owe, the more freedom you have. Number 7, boats and luxury toys. Owning a boat sounds amazing, right? Cruising on the water, relaxing in the sun, feeling like a boss. But here's what nobody tells you. Boats are like big, expensive pets. They need constant care, and they cost a fortune even when you're not using them. There's an old joke among boat owners. The 2 best days of owning a boat are the day you buy it and the day you sell it. And it's kind of true. The price tag is just the beginning. After that, you've got maintenance, docking fees, insurance, fuel, and storage, all adding up to thousands of dollars a year. And unlike a house or a classic car, a boat doesn't go up in value. It depreciates fast, like a car but on water. Rich people, they don't sink money into something they'll only use a few weekends a year. They rent or charter a boat when they actually want one, skipping all the headaches that come with ownership. So before you start dreaming a boat life, ask yourself, do I want the fun or do I want the bills? Because unless you're using it all the time, it's usually cheaper and way less stressful to just rent one when you need it. Number 8, whole life insurance. Ever had an insurance agent tell you that whole life insurance is an investment? Sounds good on paper, you pay in, and someday you get a cash payout. But here's the catch. It's one of the most expensive and slow-growing ways to build wealth. Think of it like this. You're paying huge fees. The returns are way lower than other investments, and it takes decades to see any meaningful growth. Meanwhile, the insurance company is happily making money off your premiums. Rich people, they don't lock their money up in slow-growing policies. Instead, they put their cash into stocks, real estate, or businesses, things that actually grow at a much faster rate. So if you're thinking about whole life insurance as an investment, ask yourself, would I be better off putting this money somewhere that actually works for me? Because chances are, the answer is yes. Number 9, fancy gadgets and tech upgrades. Ever notice how every year there's a new iPhone, a new MacBook, a new something that's supposedly way better than what you already have? But let's be real. Does your phone from last year suddenly stop working just because a new one came out? Of course not. Tech companies are masters of making us feel like we need the latest and greatest. They tweak the design, add a couple of minor features, and suddenly everyone's rushing to trade in their perfectly good devices for something that's not that different. And here's where it gets pricey. A brand new iPhone? Over $1,000. A MacBook? Could be $2,000 or more. If you're upgrading every year just to keep up, you're spending thousands on things that don't really improve your life. Rich people, they don't fall for the hype. They use their gadgets until they actually need an upgrade, not just because a new one came out. The money they don't spend on unnecessary tech, they invest it. So while others are chasing the latest phone, they're building real financial security. So before you upgrade, ask yourself, is this really something I need? Or am I just buying into the marketing? Because most of the time, your current phone is just fine. Number 10, expensive weddings. Weddings are beautiful, no doubt. But have you ever stopped to think about the price tag? The average wedding costs over $30,000. And for what? A single day of celebration, a fancy venue, a dress you'll wear once, and a party that's over in a few hours. Now let's put that into perspective. $30,000 could be a down payment on a house. It could kickstart a business. It could be invested and grow over time. But instead, a lot of people choose to spend it on a wedding, sometimes even going into debt for it, just to impress guests who, let's be honest, probably won't remember half the details. Rich people, they see things differently. They know that financial security lasts a lifetime, while a wedding is just one day. That doesn't mean they don't celebrate. It just means they spend wisely and prioritize what truly matters. So before going all out on a wedding, ask yourself, am I spending for a meaningful experience, or am I just following expectations? Because the smartest move might be keeping it simple and putting that money toward your future instead. So here's the cold, hard truth. The biggest difference between the rich and the poor isn't just income, it's where they put their money. The poor get tricked into buying things that look like assets, but actually make them poorer. The rich, they focus on cash-flowing investments, appreciation, and financial freedom. Instead of wasting money on liabilities, start putting your money into cash-flowing real estate that pays you every month, stocks and index funds that compound over time, businesses and side hustles that generate passive income, skills and knowledge that increase your earning power. The goal isn't just to make money, it's to make your money work for you. If you want to be rich, stop spending like you're rich. Cut these toxic financial traps out of your life and start investing in your future instead. If you found this valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more game-changing financial content. And drop a comment below, which of these mistakes have you made and how did you recover from it? I read every comment.
When it comes to business and making money, they are it. On YouTube, Voice of Wealth. I subscribe to them, man, and trust me, they got so much videos over there, and I'm learning a lot. So all I'm doing is just regurgitating what they saying and adding my 2 cents to it. And so, just check out True Island Stories, man. I got a very, very special video that I'm posting tomorrow. It's already edited, set for either 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Premiere, and it's where one of our subscribers, she was scammed out of $25,000, and it hurts. I'm talking US dollars, and that shit hurts. And once you're part of my community, well, even if you're not, and you got scammed, I'm gonna say something. Not only say something, I'm gonna do something, because I got scammed 3 times. That's why I tell you, anybody can get scammed. So watch this channel and True Island Stories, where I got a lot of videos and I be calling them out. One especially is Coinivate, and then is Zodiac Worldwide Distro. So if you're a young artist or you're a producer, the shit gonna come down on them. So y'all need to remove your stuff from them. Because I know if you're listening and you're part of them, they ain't paying you. And I already know. And they give you the runaround. They got this little thing that they trust. We got everything documented. We got everything documented. And they owe Sutter Bless a ton of money. And he's not even worried about the money. He's taking them to court. But he's doing his due diligence because he's getting them audited. Not by no little auditor. A big auditing firm, and several law firms are interested. So just watch the news, They think they can just scam people and get away with it. Hell no. Sorry to digress, man, but I just had to get that out there. A shout out to Vice of Wealth, man, and keep following this channel. Make sure you're subscribed up, man, so you don't miss nothing when we post it. We post all kind of stuff on this channel, financial wealth, personal stuff that I went through, and anything to keep you guys happy. Sometimes I just throw some shit on the wall and whatever sticks, okay? So I need you to subscribe and come on this journey with me. And remember, True Island Stories is the Big Brother channel, man. Subscribe. Hit us up over there, man. We post 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. sometimes every day, midday. Sometimes we drop 3 videos. We putting in work, and the shorts too, man. We post them up like 3-4 a day on both channels. So we putting in work, man. All right, check in.
I am Joy.
Pepper, you know the real G thing, huh? How we grow up, sometime the road tough, side slow. Real patriots never buckle, never fall. How they get to run, that's why. Back from the boy, we not do that. Boy, who no can't kill with joy, who no boy. Who from your soul don't know what wrong boy. Yo, and a man bust a shot him off a pack up and board. Pointed pon him head back and board. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, no assumption, I saw the ground rough. Power, married to corruption. Criminal, bred from limited options. 10 generation, I see the said someone wanted man will live long. Name one. Things forever bury with no done. Name one. One good honest politician. Name one. And get a youth resilient. Back from the boy who no do that. Boy, who no can't kill with joy. Who no boy. Who from your soul don't know what wrong boy. Yo, a man better boy. And a man bust a shot him off a back up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, you a man better. Things risky, for the misfit. Death rate fit the logistic. Chris, I want the biscuit. Be tough crackers with the whiskey. You're not listening. Crime live here, so it's not visiting. Visitors, careful, you know what the business is. Murder, plunder, pillaging. Oh, bloodshed in all the villages. You name it, you will live in it. Get rich, I do a special delivery. Nightmare, tormented images. Vengeance, bloody cycle continuing. But know you seek that, but it's no revenge. Looking at the mirror, there is no different. Man, we full of, hey, and we know we trends back from the boy, who no do that. Boy, who no can't tell with joy, who no boy. Who from your soul don't know what wrong, boy. Yo, a man better. Any man bust no shot him off a back up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, yo, a man better. No assumption, I saw the ground run. Power, married to corruption. Criminal, bred from limited options. 10 generation, passing the said someone wanted man will live long. Name one, brings a fella with no name one. One honest politician, name one who. And get a youth resilient. Back from the boy, we not do that. Boy, can't kill with joy on the back. Boy, who from your soul don't know what wrong boy. Yo, a man better boy. Any man bust a shot him off a back up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend him do it. But none of that, yo, you know the thing going on, suck a seat up a beat, you know. Hey man, take your time man. Boy, man. To them pepper.